Welcome back, all you Fabricants and Fleshbags, to the super, not funny show, Reviews. And today we're reviewing the series premiere of Quantum Leap, the sequel series to the original Quantum Leap from back in the 90s. And the first episode is entitled July 13th, 1985. So, was it good? Was it bad? Should you be watching? Quantum Leap was I guess you'd call it a classic series. If you grew up, you were watching TV in the 90s or anything like that. A sci-fi series with a very simple premise. I call it magical, but pseudo-magical science experiment allows a scientist, to travel to the past, but not as a person, in his own body, but has to go and jump into other bodies, the quantum leap, so to speak. And the only way to get away from those bodies is to help solve some problems, to right some wrong. So Sam Beckett, that's the scientist, travels through time, righting wrongs and all that other stuff, trying to get back home. And so you'd have to wonder, at the end of that one, Sam Beckett kind of is lost forever in time. And what else could they possibly do? Well, life-shattering, reality-altering science never gets to lay fallow. And so there is a new Quantum Leap project that seeks to try to fix the problems that were with Beckett's research and his situation, and try to figure out how to do it all safely. Because, of course, you can always make nuclear safer. I guess that's the idea. Either way, in this episode, we find the main character. His name is Ben Song, Dr. Ben Song, who is one of the lead, researchers on their project, and he's getting engaged to one of the other members of the project, who is I guess you'd say his fiance Addison, and his co-workers from the project, Ian and Herbert, Jen. They're also there, and he gets a call and decides he's got to go and do something related to the project, something secretive. Next thing you know, he's waking up in the body of some white dude in the 80s, and there's a heist on and everything like that. And he's got to figure out why. He's lost his memory. He doesn't know why he's there or who he is or anything like that. But fortunately, Addison comes in the form of a hologram. And if you've seen the previous series, you're pretty familiar with this setup. It's a guy that's in the past, and the hologram is there to kind of help him figure out what the heck he's supposed to do. But also, there's the added wrinkle that we already know all of this. We know who Addison is and that she knows who she is, but Ben doesn't know who she is. And he doesn't know why the heck he jumped into the Quantum Leap device at all. So that's essentially setting up the mystery of what the show is going to be about. Not just every week we do something different. We do a new life, but also what's that underlying cause? Why did Ben decide to go off and go rogue and do his own thing? And we're going to, I'm assuming over the course of this series, try to uncover that. All right, I'm hoping over the course of the first season, it'd be even greater if they did it in the first 13 episodes, so we don't have to wait until the very end of the season to find out what the heck he's on about. But we'll see. We know this is network TV. And let me say, that's going to be my constant refrain in this review. This is network TV, and it shows. And I mean that in the sense that of production values. It looks like a network TV show. It looks like you're watching NCIS or, MacGyver or something like that. One of these network dramas that seem to keep on keeping on. The problem with that is that this is a sci-fi network drama, so they have to go the extra mile of adding some CGI into it, and it starts showing within the budget, to the point that I wonder who the set designers are, because I want to just be like, that's no way that would hold anybody. Like Ben gets zip tied. First of all, who was zip tying anyone in the 80s? But let's go with it. Zip tied. Um, Zip tied to a what I personally know is a you know pre-built. You can build it off out of IKEA wire shelf that's on casters. There's no way that holds anybody for anything. But that's yes, it's a quibble, but it shows. It shows in the way that the show is shot. It's very conventionally filmed. It's got a lot of the hangups of not a particularly high budget, even if they're trying to make it look high budget. And in terms of the writing, it's not particularly inventive or even clever. To be honest, a lot of the beats in this show you've seen before in other similar shows. Not that there are shows about time travel, but shows of this kind of, you know, there's a in this one there's a heist, and he's got to figure out how to stop it so that the person that he's supposed to save doesn't get killed, and all that sort of thing. And some of it just doesn't ring true because the so-called ruthlessness of the bad guys aren't that they not all terribly ruthless. Their plan's not terribly good. That's the sort of thing. Like the writing doesn't feel vital. Like in the sense that I didn't feel like at the end of this episode, like man, I want to know. I mean, I do want to know what Ben was thinking about. Why did he do all this? Why did he quantum leap at all? I want to know that. But I also want to know like why should I care about any of these people? Because I kind of don't. I just kind of don't care about. I like the premise. I kind of don't care about any of these people. And the few people that are in there, there's, you know, I guess they're tech guy. They're all tech guys, but they're tech guy who is in charge of the AI program. They have a computer that tries to help predict what the heck Ben's going to have to do to jump to a new body. And that's a cool little wrinkle. I'll give it that. That's pretty cool. But, the actual person who's running it, I just kind of don't care about them. It's an Ian. I don't care about them at all. Like, I want them to be more interesting, and they're just kind of not. Probably the only person who I really think is interesting is the leader of the project, Herbert. And that's maybe just my affection for Ernie Hudson in general. Every time I see him show up, but he seems interesting. Even Ben himself, I'm like, I don't know. We haven't known you long enough to think you're interesting, and now you literally are a guy with amnesia. So you sort of have a personality, but you don't have a history. So it's very, very kind of strange. I'm not sure why they went with that particular. Like plot device. But I do, the mystery of it is it's enough to be like, all right, I'll stick around to see what's up with this. I do like also that they updated the show so that we actually get to see they have like a holodeck, Cerebro type thing that lets Addison be his hologram, so she can see what he can see, and he can see what she sees. Oh well, she can't see what she sees, but he can see her, and she can see what he is seeing. It's pretty neat. There's also the mystery of like who Al's assuming daughter, Al from the previous series daughter, might be the mystery woman that maybe put some extra code into the quantum leap device or anything like that. That's interesting enough. It's like I said, it's nothing mind blowing or major. It's good. But it's not great. It's good, but it's fine. The problem is that there's so much good stuff on TV right now. Why would you settle for fine? And that's something I'm gonna have to ask myself again next week when I watch the second episode. Why am I settling for fine? And hopefully it goes above fine. We'll see. It hasn't been actively bad, but I really do want a good reason to tune into this every week. And I'm hoping episode 2 will give me that. This one, it's just enough to to tune back in. So anyway, overall, it's fine. So what do you guys think about this episode? Did it disappoint? Did it, fulfill your expectations? Let me know down in the comments. And of course, you can always hit me up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com or at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter. And while you're down there, please hit that like button so it'll help with the algorithm. More people can see these videos. And of course, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. We'd really appreciate it. All right, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, thanks for joining me on this review. Come back next week when we'll talk about episode 2 of Quantum Leap. Until then, I've been Mo De Poupe, your resident fabricant and comic extraordinaire on all things pop culture. And I'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.